A special reception that was organized also by the Indian High Commission in Dublin in honor of our Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, to meet the sizable Indian community in Ireland. What was it like? Where was it held? And who turned up for this reception?
Talisha, this was a very important program for all of us, because we have been watching him on the TV, when he went to Madison Square Garden, when he went to Australia. A friend of mine from Australia, they were very much involved in his community reception program. We were very enthusiastic about giving him that kind of honor in Dublin. The program was something like he will come down and he will address the Indian community, and we will have some cultural performances and all. But it was a transit visit, and it was a short visit. He came like late morning and he left early evening. It was very difficult to accommodate this program, but Indian High Commission, they did a great job.
Where was it held?
It was held in Hilton Hotel.
Okay. How many people were there?
Somewhere around 1800 to 2000 people were there actually.
And these were just mainly the Indian community there?
Oh yeah, only Indian community, yeah, because we wanted to give them a chance. We did not invited anyone else.
No political figures?
Not really, because
apart from the media.
Yeah, because the Indian community, as soon as we announced that we will be having a community reception program for Prime Minister Modi in Dublin, we thought that we will be having 1,000 people. But the kind of enthusiasm and the kind of support Indian diaspora in Dublin and in Ireland has shown was just amazing. In first stance, we thought that 1,000 to 1,200 people, but the registration went somewhere around 2,500.
They came from all over Ireland?
From most of the, from all the counties and from almost all the cities, wherever Indians were, So the representation was throughout from all the cities and from all the counties of Ireland. The registration was somewhere around 25 to 3,000 people, and we had to actually close it because we did not have seats for them, and we just closed it almost 4 weeks before the event.
Yeah, you didn't invite me, so I forgot.
We are really sorry for that, but we would have loved to. But yeah, it was a great event, and it was very well represented by all the Indian communities and all the Irish counties, wherever Indian diaspora is.
So what was the message from Mr. Modi at this reception when he was talking to the people?
The main thing he told us that next time it won't take 60 years for an Indian Prime Minister to come down to Ireland, and that was a great thing because Indian community in Ireland is quite vibrant. It's a first generation Indian community over there, so the people are really young, 80% of the population is below 45, I should say. So this young diaspora is really attached to Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, and they really wanted to actually have a high profile visit in Ireland, and it took time, but now, as he has assured, everyone is quite happy, and we hope that he will be coming soon to Ireland, and he will give much more time to the Indian diaspora.
Was there any particular focus on particular issues that are of concern to the Indians living there that Mr. Modi made a particular comment about?
He did not actually commented anything in the reception program, but he has actually discussed this with Prime Minister of Ireland regarding visa issues, as we have so many Indian students are coming from India to Irish universities, so that has been actually covered. One important issue was that the dependent visa, so something is going on for that as well. So we had very few issues. Indian community is not having so many issues in Ireland, so those things are being taken care, and hopefully soon we'll be having some sort of solutions for dependent visa as well. Organize events for them and just keep them united so that whenever needed we will stand for India. So the main agenda is to serve Mother India outside of India.
So what sort of events and issues have you dealt with since you've been there as the BJP president?
So it's like in 2013 and early 2014, before the elections, like we used to do Chai Pe Charcha, like as our Prime Minister used to do it in India.
Charcha.
We used to do in Chai Pe Charcha in Dublin as well.
It's famous
and
word.
exactly, yeah, and like not only in Dublin, in other cities as well. And we used to request and Indian voters through social media platforms, through mobile phones. We used to make calls as well, random calls, and convince Indian voters that you should vote for BJP this time, because we definitely need a change in the government, and Prime Minister Modi would be the suitable candidate for this post, as he has already delivered in Gujarat. So that is what we generally do. Now after this election, now we are focusing on how we gonna spread the news, how we gonna spread the message of good governance in Ireland. Like say we used to meet Irish ministers, used to discuss them, how we can work closely, how we can enhance the relations between the two countries. So that is how we generally work.
So what level of support have you had from the Indian community there towards the BJP?
Oh, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I would say, like the very first day when we actually thought of having OF BJP in Ireland, I was the only one who was having this flag standing in the city center. You know, like it was very difficult that during that time that getting support from the people. I started meeting people in temple, in Gurudwara, in shopping centers. You know, like whenever you see Indian, and if he's young, I used to just directly go to him and ask him like, hi, how are you doing? And we used to talk about elections, and some people actually refused to even talk. Some people were because
they were nervous.
Yeah, probably they don't wanted to waste their time and all, you know, like because they used to think that we are not voting and we are not much concerned about all those things. Yeah, so it was very difficult in the initial days. But like if I spoke to 10 people, I would definitely have 2 people in my side, you know. So that is how we started building up. And in very first Chai Pe Charcha, I still remember in my first Chai Pe Charcha, we had 6 people in our Chai Pe Charcha, and 5 of them were students. I was the only working person in that meeting, and I still remember like 2 of them are in India now. But in that meeting, we decided that in our next Chai Pe Charcha, we will be having at least 12 people.
So what's the membership now?
It's just somewhere around more than 1,000 people. The active members, the inactive members, I should say, like people who support us, like it's quite high. But active members are really good. The number is really good.
Now, the BJP is really seen as a nationalist party in India and even abroad. It's been seen as an extremist group in the West, and you know, it's been associated as being anti-Muslim party, especially more so before Mr. Modi came to power. So what's the reaction been to BJP in Ireland?
The first sentence is really great. Yes, we are a nationalist party, and we should be. It's a great thing. You should have that sort of nationalism in your heart because you are serving Mother India, you know. So we are proud of having BJP as a nationalist party in India, and I would say that I am a nationalist person. I'm every bit nationalist because I believe that that is what I should do. As far as the second sentence is concerned, the same West media was actually running some propaganda against Mr. Modi and the BJP, but it's the final authority is in hands of Indian people who have voted us. So that is the main thing. We are not here or anywhere to answer anyone who is actually not in our jurisdiction. You know, it is not in India. We are definitely responsible to answer Indian people, and Indian people have shown their faith in BJP, whether it's the general elections, whether it's before general election, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, after Chhattisgarh after general elections. It's like Maharashtra, Haryana, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. Everywhere we are just winning and winning and winning. So
but it wasn't just the Hindus who voted for Mr. Modi. There were other nationalities, Muslims also.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's what that's what I told you, that this propaganda is being run by some paid media and all, you know, because if you see Mr. Modi's recent yojanas, so many schemes he has actually started. Jan Dhan Yojana he has started. Now, nobody is gonna ask your religion, you know, when it comes to all these schemes. Like, everyone is being benefited. And I was just seeing in the news, there was a Muslim girl who was actually who was having some sort of, I guess, heart problem. I'm not very sure, but she was having some heart problem. And PMO actually,
in India,
in India, and they actually kind of like gave some money, and they assured that she will get a proper treatment. You know, it's something like, I personally believe that there is no such term, anti-Muslim or something like that.
So it was really a political propaganda also by the opposition party.
Exactly, mainly by the opposition party, because we believe, as I mentioned earlier, that for us, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas is the main agenda. So whoever is there and whoever is not with us, like, for us, everyone is equal. And when the party is in power, for them, India as a whole is the country, you know. And
so
they
what
do
is
not
the perception of the BJP now, since Mr. Modi has come into power for a year? He's made a lot of visits overseas. He's been talking to the Indian diaspora everywhere, been to America twice. How is the BJP viewed, in your opinion, now?
I guess at home he is being he has support of all of us, because these visits are really important. I'll just take this visit as an example of Ireland visit. You know, it had been 60 years, like, nobody visited, and Indian diaspora in Ireland was like feeling like they were just pushed aside, you know. So when Prime Minister Modi came down to Ireland, we got so many new opportunities. Now we are having a direct flight from Dublin to Delhi. We are having new options in trade, new schemes for visa. So many new gates are being opened for business, you know. So this is really important, and it's a duty as well, that if you want to play a vital role in international politics, you should have strong bilateral relations with all the countries. And in order to do that, Mr. Modi is actually visiting all the countries, you know, wherever he believed that country is important for us. So this was a transit visit. He just spent like 6 to 7 hours in Ireland, but he did his job, and that is really important.
Not many people in the Asian community tend to hear much about Asians or Indians living in Ireland. You say you have a population of 26,000 Indians living there, of which 16,000 are living in Dublin. In Northern Ireland, there was sectarian violence that has been going on for a long time, and Asians were also affected to some extent. How are Asians, Indians treated in Southern Ireland?
I guess I would be very frank over here. The Irish community is really inclusive, and because Indian professionals are doing really well in Ireland, we are being treated really well. And there were some issues, but in overall, it's like it's just great.
There's no racism?
Not really. We had a few issues, but that's just minor things.
We expected.
You know? Exactly. You know, it can happen anywhere in the world. Overall, it's a great place to live in. It's a great place to work, and Irish community has kind of like adopted Indian diaspora really well. At the same time, Indian diaspora were really inclusive, and they actually got together.
So you have temples, Indian sari shops, Indian restaurants?
Everything.
How many temples?
We had like generally 3 temples over there. Yeah, but I would just give you an example. Just last month, I met one person, and he's an Irish by birth, and they are running a group who who used to go to India to visit Rishikesh and all these pilgrimage places, and they used to do bhajan. And they used to book some hall, and they used to kind of like call everyone, and they used to do bhajan, and they are just so amazed with Indian culture. Then he actually thanked me that thank you for giving that great culture, and every year they used to visit. So it's great. We have like temples, it's so many things, like it's kind of like it's everything. I mean, we have everything. Indian diaspora in Ireland have their own small India in Dublin and in Ireland.
Like we have a little south of here.
Oh, exactly. It's same. We do not have that sort of numbers over there. It's a small number, but still, everyone has a small India in their own home.
We'll take a short break now. We'll be back after the ads.